For this video of Fluffies talk, we decided to talk about something polemic.
Yes, very polemic.
What's about, sir?
It's about immigration to Canada.
Yes. My name is Christian.
I'm Eric.
We're the Fluffies.
And we're in the 416,
Yes.
which is, if you didn't know, the area code, one of the area codes here in Toronto.
Yes, it's the oldest and the most famous. So if you see 416, you know he's talking about Toronto.
Yes.
So, I came to Canada for the first time in May 2001, so it's going to be 18 years now in May. And when I moved here was April 2002, so it's going to be 17 years now.
This coming April.
Coming April. So since then, because of that, also because I work in Brazilian media here in Toronto, I always get emails and people asking questions about moving to Canada. Oh, I'd love to move to Canada. My dream is living in Canada. I love cold, so my dream is stay in Canada. So we want to talk about this, to try to explain our point of view. But to make it clear, we're not going to talk about how to immigrate. How to immigrate is more complex. So there's a the government website, I'm going to put a description where there's several languages actually. You can find how to do all the process or procedures. It's complex. It's not like, there's lots of things to do. Because it's not our function really to tell you how to do it. It's just explain.
Yeah, we're not immigrant consultants.
Yes, it's more about what happens or how it is here. So first of all, people have this impression that, oh, I go to Canada, I like cold, for example. Cold is a challenge. If I like cold, whatever it is, here is way colder. It can be way colder. So it's not so simple. But I always say, if you want to move to Canada, first try to come here, stay a while, like 2 months, 3 months. A week is too short, a month goes so fast. Come like 2-3 months, I know it's expensive. Come, see what it is, see if you can handle, since you like what you see. That might help a little bit. Especially come in the winter.
Yeah,
so
if you come in the summer, it's the same as your weather in your country.
But if you come in the winter, see if you can handle, so that's going to be every year the same thing.
Yeah,
so
and it's several months.
Yes. Years ago, this friend of my cousin, somebody she knew, I don't know exactly, sent me an email. She wants to come here to work as a nanny. She wants to study at the University of Toronto. She wants to work in a bar at night. And she didn't speak English. She never never went out of Brazil. So no international experience. So everything is new for her. So in the end, after giving so many suggestions, she thought I was negative. I was actually being realistic. First of all, I said, yes, you can live here without English. You could. Many people live here like this. But your life gets so limited because you're going to stay only in that thing. Simple things. If you're, for example, live in the building, there's a message of the fireman talking about something. If you don't speak English, you won't know what he's talking about. If you're in a subway, something happens, you need to say something. If you don't speak the language, you might have no idea what you're talking about. So what you're gonna do? That's one reason. Yeah. But I told her, for example, you should know some way to communicate, because you say
start taking classes there.
You know, nowadays, there's so many courses on YouTube, there's so many options online, online courses. You can even have him as a teacher online.
Yeah.
And so you can come knowing something, because even if you think you know a lot of English, once you come here, you realize you don't know as much. I studied English since I was like 8 years old, did a lot of English courses, and then I had English at school. And I came here thinking I knew a lot. Actually, I didn't. I realized I had so much to learn. I still have things to learn. But it's when you start hearing, try to understand, it's so different than what you really learn. So, speaking some language is very important.
Very.
Even to communicate. So, to this Brazilian said that. So, it would be nice if she has some experience. Coming here, she would be able to get a job as a nanny. She could, but it's going to be something illegal. That's a problem. If you work here illegally, if you get caught, you're going to be deported.
Oh yeah,
So
and
it's
then
not
you
nice.
won't be able to come back
Yes.
very easily.
We know people here that stay illegal. They work, they still work here. They do have jobs, under the table jobs, but they live in this tension. Every moment they might be caught, maybe sent back. If they get sick, for example, then the health issues, you can go have the health system for you. You have to pay for that. That can be very expensive.
Oh yeah.
So there are many things against. Another thing is, I think people think when they come, their life is going to be solved. So whatever problems they have there, they're going to come here, everything's going to be solved.
It
Yes,
doesn't just go away.
but I think everything has its good and bad side. Canada is nice, many things I love about Canada, but there's some things also that are not so cool, like everywhere. I know Brazil is going through a lot. There's so many situations there, many problems. Of course, in many situations here can be better, like violence, can be other things. But you can come thinking that your life is going to be totally solved because you came here. Because when you come here, everything's going to start. A new phase in your life is going to start. You're going to have to get used to the culture, to the climate, or the weather, to people. You have to understand so many things. This takes a while.
Different backgrounds.
Yes, this takes a while for you to learn, to get used to that. Because I'm here for 17 years, of course I'm way used to things here. But once you move here, it's everything new, which is cool. It can be challenging, but sometimes it can be scary. That's one thing I think is tough. So you have problems in your life there, some situations. If you don't solve before you come, if you don't
It's
solve
not
it
gonna-
yourself, you might bring the thing here. Let's say the problem.
For
so
sure.
it should be see how can you work on that. And this Brazilian, she wanna work, she wouldn't be able. Studying in Toronto is not so simple. There's an application. It's not so simple to just go. Oh, I'm gonna
Yeah,
study
you can't
here.
just go into the school and say I'm here.
Especially depending on the visa you have, might not even be possible. So there's so many situations. So I was trying to tell her, look, it's not this way. It might not happen like that. Think about this. And she didn't like it at all. She stopped even messaging me, and I never knew in the end that she really came in the end. I don't know what happened because she got mad at me. I just trying to be realistic. That's why I try not to talk much about it because it's so complex. Many people have already their opinion made. So from what I say things, from what I try to advise, usually it doesn't work. That's why I say look for the immigration, find out. In many situations you have to find out by yourself, because if try to advise, usually backfire. It's sad.
Yeah. Unfortunately.
Fortunately, because sometimes you want to help when you say, look, try this, try that, but many don't want. They know their truth, and then what can I do? Be the negative? No, just be realistic, because things are really complicated. I mean, it's not so simple to come here. Another thing, for example, work need permit,
Oh yeah, you
work visa if he's about to come as a temporary resident. But
most,
if
most applications ask, do you have experience in Canada or are you allowed to work in Canada?
But from what I have a resume, wherever you are, a good background, curriculum, once you come here, many things don't count. That sucks too, because once you get the papers, you have to get a job, but then you don't have enough
Canadian
experience, or you don't have the background enough, or you don't have, they might not accept your thing. So so many people, they had to take courses or go to university here again to try to college to get new degrees, to learn new things so they can start working in a better competitive way, or not take just. I know many guys here, Brazilians, working in cleaning. They clean offices, they clean houses. I know many people having Brazilians working in construction. Most are not legal because the easiest way. You don't require, let's say, a degree, but for certain things you're going to need. That's why it's important to understand that things don't happen so easy, so right away. It needs a lot of dedication, a lot of patience.
Oh yeah.
And it's tough.
My parents have friends from Hungary, and for example, this one friend, she was a doctor back home in Hungary, When she first came here, she couldn't get her medical degree. She had to take some courses to become a doctor again. She worked in she helped out in a clinic. So it's a gradual step-by-step thing.
Yes, it takes a while. You know, people driving Uber now, they do so many things to be able to survive. It's tough. Even having being permanent residence, having all the papers, even that start is usually hard. So basically what you're saying is there's so many goods in living here, but you have to know, try to get information first, get everything you can know first, talk to people, or several groups on Facebook now, they tell you, talk about their lives, their experience. There are many channels on YouTube,
yeah.
People telling their experience. Of course, you have to be careful sometimes, not everything exactly, because there are many other interests, but you never know what's about. Or maybe about us. But for this matter, the fact, I always hear these questions, always asking things. For example, this woman, she messaged because of the former website co-founded, Oi Toronto, Oi Canada, and she was moving to Canada, her husband and family, to study English. He was going to work studying Sarnia. Sarnia is a city on the border to Michigan in the United States, so it's about 3 hours by car from here. But when she talked to me, she didn't know about it. She said, no, actually going to be 3 hours away from Toronto. It's not here.
Yeah.
They're there. They don't have subways.
So you need a car.
City. It's a small city. So you need a car. So she didn't know many things. Said, yes, it's interesting that they told her the place that was the school, the company was bringing the guy, the husband, didn't tell them properly the things.
So education is important.
Yes, information is the key for everything. The more information you find, the more things you can know, the more you get to the place knowing better, be prepared for things like that. Even I know people, they come to study English. It's another topic we're going to discuss in another video. Even that sometimes can be more complicated than just, I'll go study English in Canada, that's it. No, there are things. So this family, so she was coming, her husband and children, so I had to explain a few things to her. I think it was helpful because she realized there's something she had to do before getting there. You don't just go there, it'd be easy. So no, it'd be out of a small town, there's no subway, you need a car, it's 3 hours from here, you need this and that. So for her, then talking to me
helped a lot.
Was helpful and avoid so many problems, most likely. Anything else?
No, I can't think of anything else. If you can think of other questions you have for us, write them down in the comment.
About living in Canada, how do you like to know? I'm gonna try to explain, but you know, sometimes it's so complex. And also something learned during my immigration process is every case is a case. If my case was one way, doesn't mean yours is gonna be the same. Everything is relative.
Yeah.
Think about the immigration process. But moving to the country is also different. For example, in my case, I had him. So my beginning, my arrival was totally different than many guys, many Brazilians, for example. Some are Brazilian because what I know best.
Right.
So I've been to a meeting years ago where this bank, Brazilian bank, was studying the possibility of coming here. I had this meeting with many people from the Brazilian community. So they want to know better. So it was interesting when the guy asked everyone present, why did you came to Canada and how? So everybody was telling their stories. When it got to my turn, I said, well, I came because of love. So my story was totally different. I know. My story was totally different than all of them because they came because they come to study English, they stay or something. There are many ways to come. I had to start their lives a different way. My start was with him, so I have a different support, a different way to do things. So in parts it was easier, it was different than most of people have. So that was interesting to see that, wow, I didn't leave nothing like they had. But I know a lot because people talk, because you hear many stories and work in media, I learned, heard many things. So it can be interesting. So don't forget to like our channel, our Instagram, Facebook, everywhere. All the links are in the description. Thumbs up, give thumbs up to us, please. And I'll see you next time.
Ciao.
Ciao.